Hi, this is Angie Meeker at Easy WordPress Websites. Thank you for joining me. In the previous videos, we've shown you how to install WordPress, create users, adjust general settings, given you an overview of your dashboard, and shown you how to add content. In this video, I'm going to show you how to drastically change the look of your site by changing the theme, adjusting your sidebars and widget areas, and adding to your menus. Let's get started. You can see here we've logged into our dashboard, and to change the theme, we'll click on Appearance. You can see here a list of all of the themes that you have installed on your site. Now, as I've mentioned before, there are hundreds and perhaps thousands of themes in the WordPress repository. These are free themes that have been developed for WordPress and approved for use within WordPress. You can find these themes by clicking Install Themes, and then you have various elements you can search by: color, columns, width, features, and subject. Or you can search by a particular term that you're interested in. Example, if you're looking for a flower shop theme, you could search for themes that might have flowers integrated already into them. Or you can search the featured themes, or the most recently updated themes. Once you find a theme that you like, simply click Install. Then it will show you a preview of the theme, and then you can click Install Now. Once you've installed it, remember, that doesn't mean that it's the active theme on your website. You have to also activate it. So we'll do that. Then we'll go back to our site and refresh it. And you'll see now this obviously drastically changed our website. Now these sites that we're looking at show the title of our site as the header. We want to make a change there. So let's go to the theme options and see if we find anything right away that will tell this theme that we don't want to do that. So this theme doesn't have that option. Let's see if we can find another theme. I have one already that I found in the repository called Coraline. I'm going to activate that and then come back and refresh our site. It does show it, but it doesn't show it quite as large, which can be helpful. Depending on the theme that you're using, you can choose to take away this title. You can insert a custom header, which might be a graphic logo, in which case you wouldn't need to display all of this information. You might need to just display your logo and your company name, or whatever it is that your logo is. It's really specific to your website and your theme. But now you know how to look for new themes and install the free themes. Well, you may have heard that there are premium themes or paid themes that you can purchase for WordPress. Some of my favorite premium themes come from a company called studiopress.com. You can see here are a few examples of their themes for WordPress. And here's a closer look at one of those themes. This particular theme is called Amped. And on the landing page, or the front page of the site, you have various options. Each one of these areas, there's one here, an entire area here, and then of course an area here on the side, and then three more down at the bottom. Each of these are widget areas, and you can decide what you want to display in each one of these widget areas. So as I mentioned earlier, it's important to understand the options that you have with your widget areas, because they will drastically affect the look of your website based on the theme that you choose. Another place where I sometimes look for paid themes or premium themes is a company called Themeforestnet. Themeforest.net. And what they are is a marketplace for themes. And so you can look under WordPress and then explore all of these different types of WordPress themes. And then I've pulled one up for you just so that you can see a really different use of WordPress. You know, if you saw this site out and about, you might not think right off the top of your head that this is a WordPress website, but it is. And this site comes with so many different options. For its front page, it has different ways that you can use the area up top, and these would mostly be featured images. That's how these would most likely work. I don't own this theme, so I don't know for sure, but you have to read the documentation that comes with these. Each of this particular theme, I noticed, has many formats for individual posts, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns. So when you're looking at your collection of posts that you've created, instead of just seeing one straight list of posts, you can see this sort of grid of posts that you create, along with being able to view videos directly on this page. And layout. They have multiple layouts for your blog, all the way up to 5 columns in your blog. And so you can see that a WordPress website doesn't just have to look like content on one side with a sidebar on the other. It really depends on your theme and the needs that your company has or your website has. So let's go back to the theme that we've chosen and make a few little edits. So we're going to go back to our widgets now and add some content to this sidebar here. This theme actually has several widget areas. The primary widget area would probably be what we would recognize as the sidebar area here. So we can take these widgets and just drag them over to the primary widget area here and here. Widgets can be reordered one on top of the other just by dragging them, and you can even drag widgets from one widget area to the other, just that simply. For our menu, you can see our menu has still home page or home and then sample and services. But what if that's not what we want? You know, we organized our website so that services would be a child page of sample page, but what if that's not how we want it to display in the menu? Well, that's okay. We're going to go to menus and we'll create a menu name. Let's call this primary navigation, because that's what it is. This one that we're creating is going to be the primary navigation on our site. And this tells us that our theme supports one primary menu, and that's this area right here. Some themes have multiple navigations on them, like they may have one right here and then another smaller one below it, and maybe even one in the footer. And so this area will tell you that this theme is designed with 1, 2, or 3 places for navigation. So we created one navigation, custom menu, and we're going to say we want to display this menu that we just created, primary navigation, and we're going to save that. Then we're going to come down and we're going to tell this custom menu that we just created what links we want to be in that menu. So let's say we want sample page and services and our flower pots category. So add these to the menu, and then you'll see you can drag and drop these and reorder them however you would like. Our services no longer has to be a child page of sample page, though if you want it that way, you just leave it indented a bit and it will display that way. You can also leave flower pots as a child of whatever you want it to be in the menu, or you don't have to have it be a child of anything. So let's click Save just so that you can see how that changes the menu. So see here we have sample page and our services, and then flower pots, because that's how we created our menu. Sample page, our services, and flower pots. Let's say we don't want our services to be a child of anything in the menu. So we're just going to save that and refresh it. And there it is, sample page, our services, and flower pots. Now you don't have to only include links that are a part of your site. Let's say that you wanted to link to my site in your primary menu. You can do that. You type in the URL and the label of the link and then click Add it to menu. Save it and then refresh your site and you'll see that link appear in your menu right there. Now this same custom menu that you created to display here will be available for use as a widget. When we come back to the widgets, you'll see you have an entire widget called custom menus. You can use that custom menu widget in any widget area, and you'll have a choice of all of the menus that you've created. So right now you only have one custom menu. So you only have one choice of primary navigation. But let's say that you also want to display a list of other pages on your site that maybe you don't need them to be part of your primary navigation that is going to display up here, but you want to keep an ordered list of other pages on your site or some other consistent navigation that you want to display. You can just create that menu. Create an additional menu right here just by clicking that plus button, giving the new menu a name that you'll remember. Create the menu. Then you can add whatever you'd like to it, whether it's custom links, pages that already exist, or categories. And then when you go back to your widgets, remember that menu will be available here for you to choose and pull over into any widget area. And so that's how you can create your own custom menu areas on your website. Now remember, every single theme in WordPress is different, and so you have to read your theme instructions that come with your theme, but as well, you have to look at the theme options. Now theme options may be available for you on your WordPress dashboard in one of several different places. It really depends on where the theme author decides to put them. Generally, they will put them here under Appearance, but if it's a large enough theme, they may create them as a separate tab. This particular theme that we just installed put their options under Theme Options. And so let's go ahead and click on that and see what this theme's options are. Well, this theme right away gives us the option of having a light or a dark color scheme. So let's go ahead and choose dark. And choosing our default layout. Do we want our default layout for our post and pages to have the content on the left and the sidebar on the right? Or you can see you have several choices here. So you can play around with those and see how those affect your content and your widget areas. Then you can choose a default aside category and a default gallery category and then click Save. Now we didn't change anything there really except for the color scheme of the site. And so when we if we had the color scheme, if we had the background set differently, you'd be able to see that color change on the site. Okay, so let's go now to the next option, which is background. You know, we talked earlier about this background here on the site is white right now. Well, what if we wanted that to be a completely different color? We can choose it here. That would be awful if it was that bright red, but there may be a purpose for that. Or you can choose an image as your background. You just choose it from Browse, and you can pick it off of your computer somewhere. And then click Save Changes. We'll visit our site and see our changes. Excuse me. My computer sometimes has problems caching old versions of a site, and so that's what's happening here. We'll see those changes take effect in just a minute. We'll come back to Appearance and keep going through our options here. So we'll click on Header. Oh, there we go. Look, it's taken effect. You can change the header of the site, which is this image that's showing here. Or you can say, I don't want a header image. I just want to display the text. And you can choose the text color as well. I'm going to go ahead and move it all the way over to white. and save the changes. And then the last tab here is your Editor tab, and as I mentioned before, it allows you to access the CSS and PHP for your theme. With this information, you know how to make changes to the theme of your site, the widget areas of your site, and the menu of your site. One last bit of information for you. If you did happen to purchase one of those premium themes that I mentioned from a premium theme company, you would be given a zip file, and to install that zip file, you would click Appearance, and then Install Themes, and then Upload, and that will take you to your computer where you can choose that file on your computer to upload. And once you've uploaded it, then you'll see the option again to install, activate, or preview that theme. And that's it. Now you are ready to move on to plugins. What are they, how to use them, and which ones do you need? Thank you.